Imagine the sun setting tonight. You're about to flip a light switch, and the room will flood with light. It's a simple, thoughtless motion. But stop and think. For 99.9% of human history, that switch never existed. When the sun went down, the world didn't just get dim. It went pitch black. You wouldn't have been able to see your own hand in front of your face. For over 300,000 years, your ancestors lived their lives this way. They spent half of their existence in total darkness, with no candles, no lamps, just the sky, the stars, and whatever fire they could manage to keep alive. So what did they actually do during those long, dark hours? The answer changes everything we think we know about sleep, storytelling, and what it truly means to be human. The secret starts with fire. The earliest evidence of human fire control takes us back to the Wonderwerf cave in South Africa, about 1 million years ago. But fire did much more than just keep our ancestors warm. It completely redesigned the human day. Before fire, we were like any other primate. Once the sun dropped, we had to find a safe tree or a hidden cave and stay perfectly still. Moving in the dark was a death sentence. Predators like leopards, hyenas, and wolves saw perfectly in the dark, while our eyes were failing. Fire changed that equation instantly. A campfire creates a 30-foot circle of safety. Inside, predators wouldn't dare enter. Outside, you were vulnerable. Anthropologists have confirmed that even today, in modern hunter-gatherer groups, those who wander from the fire's safety are at high risk. Fire provided something we never had before: extra usable hours. Before, the day ended at sunset, maybe 12 hours in the summer, but as few as 8 in the winter. Fire added 2 to 4 hours of life to every single day. Those extra hours changed us. Anthropologist Polly Wiesner, in a 2014 study published in PNAS, spent years recording the conversations of the Hwansi, Bushmen of the Kalahari. She found something striking. During the day, about 80% of their talk was practical, logistics, hunting, and economic negotiations. It was just work. But at night, around the fire, the vibe shifted. 81% of their nighttime talk was storytelling, tales of distant lands, myths about the world's origin, and jokes that filled the camp with laughter. Wiesner argued that this campfire conversation is where human culture was born. The fire was our first theater, our first classroom, and our first church. It's where we learned to think about things that don't exist yet, where we learned to imagine. But there is more. Something that science rediscovered only recently. You were not designed to sleep in one straight block. In 2001, historian Roger E. Kirch published a paper that shook sleep science. He looked through 500 references from history, diaries, prayer books, medical manuals, even Homer's Odyssey. All of them mentioned the same thing: first sleep and second sleep. People would go to bed at sunset, sleep for 4 hours, wake up for 1 or 2 hours, and then go back for another 4 hours until dawn. This wasn't insomnia. It was normal. It was how humans slept for thousands of years. What did they do in the middle? A 16th century French physician suggested couples conceive children during this window. Others visited neighbors, wrote, or just sat in the dark and thought. They called this the watch. It was a time for reflection when the world was quiet. Translators for years actually misread these texts because they couldn't imagine anyone sleeping differently than we do today. In 1992, psychiatrist Thomas Ware at the National Institute of Mental Health tested this. He took volunteers and removed all artificial light for a month, giving them 14 hours of darkness. Within weeks, every participant naturally shifted into the two-sleep pattern. Nobody told them to. It was as if an ancient program was waiting to be unlocked. Their hormone levels revealed something beautiful. They were in a state of consciousness that most modern humans never reach. Their brains produced high levels of prolactin, the same hormone found in deep meditation. It was peaceful, reflective, and unique. So what killed this? The answer is simple: light. Street lamps in Paris, then London, then the invention of the light bulb by Edison in 1879. Within a generation, the night we had known for 300,000 years vanished. Even the word curfew comes from couvre-feu, meaning cover fire. We're told to cover our fires because night was for sleeping. But we conquered it. We flooded it with light. And we thought it was progress. Today, we use artificial light for 7 to 8 hours after sunset, which suppresses melatonin and fragments our sleep. We treat waking up at 2 a.m. as a disorder. But what if it's not a disorder? What if it's your body trying to do what it was built to do for 300,000 years? We traded the Milky Way, the quiet reflection, and the deep rhythm of our ancestors for a light switch. Most of us don't even know we lost it. Then came the first fake sunset. For hundreds of thousands of years, darkness arrived slowly. The sky turned orange, then purple, then black. Your brain understood the rhythm. Your body released melatonin. The stars appeared one by one like ancient signals telling humanity, the day is over. But then humanity created a second sun. At first, it was gas lamps glowing through the streets of cities like Paris and London. Then came electric bulbs, neon signs, glowing windows, phone screens, and entire cities bright enough to be seen from space. For the first time in human history, night stopped feeling like night, and our brains never fully adapted. Scientists now know that artificial blue light tricks the brain into believing the sun is still awake. The body delays sleep hormones, raises alertness, and quietly shifts our internal clock later and later. We live in permanent twilight, never fully day, never fully night. The strange part is this: modern humans spend less time in true darkness than almost any creature on Earth. Even prisons go dark, forests go dark, oceans go dark, but cities glow endlessly. We defeated the darkness so completely that many children today have never seen the real Milky Way. The night sky that guided every ancestor you ever had has disappeared behind electricity. And maybe that loss changed something inside us more deeply than we realize. We once looked up and saw infinity. Our ancestors drew these stories in the dark, finding meaning in the stars above. But today, we've replaced the campfire's wisdom with the flicker of artificial screens. We are more connected than ever, yet strangely alone. The shadows haven't changed. The wild is still out there. We just forgot how to listen to the silence of the night. So, when the lights fade, don't be afraid of the darkness. It's where our journey began. Because in the heart of the night, we don't just see the universe, we finally see ourselves. Perhaps it's time to turn off the switch and remember who we truly are.